Hello everyone and welcome to Salesforce Apex Hours. My name is Meera Nair and today's topic is Salesforce integration using webhooks. Thank you so much Amit for inviting me to Apex Hours again. A little about myself. I am currently working as a Salesforce architect at UST. I am a Salesforce certified system and application architect and also Salesforce MVP. Currently, I am leading Salesforce Trivandrum Developer User Group and also I am a co-organizer of SIMA. This is our agenda for today. We will be seeing what is webhooks and how we can create a webhook supported URL in Salesforce. Then as an example, we will see a sample GitHub webhook and how this can be processed in Apex. So let us see what is webhooks. Like in Salesforce, whenever an event is happening, we will be able to associate some actions to that. For example, when a new record is getting created, you will be able to associate that record creation operation with some kind of events like trigger, flow, or process builder. Similar to that, many other applications support this kind of behavior. Like when some operation is happening, they will be able to send this information to external URL. It is nothing but an HTTP post. GitHub, ServiceNow, Jira, WhatsApp are some examples of those kind of applications which support webhooks. The advantage of this approach is that when an event is happening, you will be able to register multiple external subscribers to that particular event. And now let us see how we can create a webhook supported URL in Salesforce. It actually follows three steps. First is that we need to create an Apex REST API in Salesforce. Once this class or REST API service is created, we need to create a public site to which we need to enable this Apex class. So these are the three different steps associated with creation of webhook supported URL in Salesforce. Now let us see how we will be able to implement this. For that, first let me create the Apex REST API service which is going to accept the webhook service. Let us first create a project. A standard project, and I'm giving the name as webhook demo. Project is created already, and let me connect this local project to my org. I'm connected to my developer edition. The connection is established. So let me create the Apex REST API service. Like I mentioned, this is just the structure of Apex REST API service where the method name is handle notification and you can see the URL mapping like API webhooks push details demo. And inside this, we are just fetching the request details. I'm not doing any operations. The processing of request we can add later. Now, since the class is created, let us push this to our org. So you can see the Apex class got deployed to my dev edition. Now the next step is to create a public site. I have the public site created already, so let me quickly show you that. This is our site. I have kept all the default settings here, and what we need to do now is in the public access settings, go to enabled Apex classes and we need to add the Apex REST API service that we have just created and save this. So we have completed 3 steps to create a webhook supported URL in Salesforce. Now what we are going to see is we need to create a webhook to which we are going to add this URL. There are, like I mentioned, there are multiple applications which support webhooks. But in our scenario, we are going to subscribe to a GitHub webhook. So the requirement here is that whenever we push some component to GitHub, I need to track those committed details back in Salesforce. For that, I have created an object called GitHub push details, and it is going to hold details like this, like the committer name, committer email, added components, removed components, or modified components details, what was the committed message, committed URL and timestamp, and the repository name. This is what we need to save in Salesforce when a particular push event is happening into that particular repository. So, how we can create a webhook in GitHub? Again, there are 3 steps associated with that. First is we need to create a new repository. I mean, you will be able to associate to an existing repository also, but for the demo purpose, I'm going to create a new repository. And once the repository is created, you need to create a new webhook and add Salesforce as a subscriber to that. Let me go back to my repository. So this is my GitHub environment, and for demo purpose, I am going to create a new repository. Keeping all the default settings, and I'm creating this repository. Once the repository is created, if you go to settings and on the left hand side, you can see something called webhooks. And you will get an option to add webhook here. Payload URL. This is where you need to provide the URL that is going to subscribe to this particular webhook. So how you need to give Salesforce URL. For that, let us go to the site. So the subscribe URL should be this site URL appended with the URL mapping we have provided in the newly created REST service. I have saved the URL already. Like you can see here, this is my domain name that followed by services Apex REST, then the URL mapping we have provided in the class. I'm adding that as the payload URL. Then the content type, I'm keeping it as JSON. Secret, we are keeping it as empty. Later we will see how we will be able to make this more secure by adding a secret. Now it is just open, and we are keeping all the default settings, and you can see which event would you like to trigger this webhook, and the default option is just the push event. And we are getting 2 other options also, like send me everything, like whenever some action is getting performed inside a GitHub repository, that a webhook event will be published. Or you will get an option to select individual events. If you select an individual event, here you will be able to see different operations associated with a repository, like a branch creation, or a code scanning alert, commit comment, deployment status, forking of a particular repository, issues when an issue is getting created. Similarly, corresponding to each and every action associated with a repository, you will be able to create a webhook. But for the demo purpose, we are just restricting this webhook creation to the push event. Since we have all the basic setup done, let me save this. So we are done with the webhook creation now. So now I need to connect this repository in my Visual Studio so that I will be able to push my components to this particular repository. So for that, let me initialize Git. and connect to the repository. For test purpose, I'm just going to push only these two components. So I am staging these two and committing. Remember, we have not added functionality to process that particular webhook. Initially, I would like to show you how the payload will be looks like when a particular push is happening to the repository. So we have pushed this component to the repository. Let us go back to the repository and see. You can see the newly created Apex class has been pushed to repository. Now let us go back to the settings, webhooks. And when you open webhooks details, there is something called recent deliveries. And under the recent delivery, you can see the details of push. And this contains the request details like the event is push and the payload sample you can see. In the payload, you will be having details like the owner, the repository URL to which we push the content, then the pusher details, who push the component details to a repository, the sender details, also all the details related to the commit, like the timestamp, author, then the details of the component which is added. Like you can see, it also specifies which is addition, removal, or modification. So what we are going to fetch from here is the committed details and also the committed timestamp, what are the components that got published, and also the URL of commit. These are the details that we need to get from the webhook event. For that, what we need to do now is we need to modify our Apex class to handle these details. And this is the code corresponding to that. I'm just retrieving the request body. Then we are creating a JSON parser to iterate over the request and to fetch the required details from the payload. In our case, like I mentioned, we need to get the pusher details. So I am checking if it is pusher. If so, I am getting the details. And similarly, some of the details like the commit details and full name details, I am getting all these details. And what I am doing here is I'm actually uh, I have got actually inner classes to which these components will be mapped to, so that I will be able to easily create a GitHub push detail record populating all the details that we retrieved from the payload. You can here see the parser details. I am actually parsing to the pusher class, that inner class that I have showed just now. And also there is another class called head commit. So in these two internal classes, all the details will be mapped to. And if it is not empty, I'm creating a GitHub push detail custom object record, and the details will be mapped to that, and that record will be inserted. And if this is success, we will be associating a status code of 200 and also a response message, so that in webhook you will be able to see all these details. So let me save this code and push this to my environment. Also, let us push this to the sub repository and see if we are getting a new GitHub push detailed record in my org. And giving comment as my demo commit. And let me push this. The push is completed. So we can go back to the recent deliveries and see the response is showing us 200 and also you can see the response got updated as success and processed successfully, which is coming from our Apex REST API. Now, what we need to see is I need to go back to my environment and see if we have a new GitHub push detail record which got created because of current push. These are the old records. Yeah, you can see this last record with the command my demo commit. So if you open this, you can see all the details from the particular webhook payload is updated in this record. Committer name, committer email. Here we have basically modified the component. So the modified class details you can see under modified component. And commit message, you can see commit URL, commit timestamp, and also to which repository we have pushed the code. This is a really good use case of utilizing webhook to capture details into Salesforce. So we have seen all the steps, how to create a webhook and how to add Salesforce URL as the payload URL. And like I mentioned, in addition to the push, you will be able to associate it with other repository events also. These are examples of events that is currently supported for GitHub. And have to process the request in Apex to capture all those details. That's also we just saw. This was a sample payload like pusher details where we were capturing name and email. And for that, like I mentioned, I have created an inner class, and within the Apex code, we have used JSON parser to iterate over this particular payload to check for if the text content is pusher. If it is pusher, I will be associating all the content inside that pusher to this particular inner class. That's how the parsing and mapping will be happening. And once the mapping is done, I will be associating all the details to this GitHub push detail record, and a new record will be inserted. Now, the second question is, the site we have just created is public. So here the problem is that anyone will be able to post details to the site that we have created. So definitely that is not secure. How we are going to secure this operation? For each application, they have got their own mechanism in by which they will be able to make it more secure. In Webhook, what they have provided is you will be able to add a secret to the webhook details. And what webhook will be doing, they will be creating a hashed payload using the secret that we have provided using the HMAC HexDigest algorithm, and this will be added to the header. So let us see that how it is working. For that, first what you need to do is you need to update the webhook details that we have created and add a secret key to that. So here I am adding a secret key as webhook trial, and I am updating webhook. Like I mentioned, when you add a secret, it will actually hash the complete payload and will associate the hashed key value to the header of the request. Once you added the secret, I will show you what change it will be bringing to the request. This is the last webhook which got delivered to Salesforce. I will do a redelivery, and you can see currently in the current header we have some details related to the previous push, but when we are redelivering this, I will show you the header details. You can see now we have got two additional header component called xhub signature. One is utilizing a normal hashing SHA-1 hashing, and second one is using SHA-256 hashing. So what it will be doing, it will be appending SHA-256 along with the hashed payload. So this is the hashed payload. Now within our Apex class, we need to get this particular header component, which is the hashed value, and we need to also store the secret value we added as part of webhook. So this is a mutual understanding between GitHub and Salesforce. We'll be using same secret at both the places, and once we are getting this particular payload details in Salesforce. Using the same secret key, Salesforce will be performing a hashing of the payload once again, and we will then compare that hashed value to this particular header value to make sure that both are same. So in that case only we will continue with the additional processing of payload. Let us go back to the code and see how this can be achieved. So this is the code like I mentioned. From the header, we will be getting the hashed 256 hashed value and we will be storing that into a string. And as a next step, like I mentioned, Salesforce is having crypto class which can be used to actually generate the hashed value utilizing a specified algorithm. Like I mentioned, we need to utilize SHA-256 algorithm to hash this particular payload. So if you see, BB is the variable which contains the complete payload, and the hash key will be webhook trial, or the secret will be the webhook trial value, which is the same that like that we have added in the webhook registration site. So this one will be mapping and creating the hashed value, and we need to append that with SHA-256 because that is how the header will look like. Yeah, you can see the value will be appended with SHA-256, so we need to do the same. And then we will be checking if the generated value in Apex class is same as what is available in the header. If both are the same, then we will be continuing with the operation. And if it is not same, what we are going to do is we are going to pass a response status code 401 mentioning this is not a valid sender. So the authorization code failed and the payload will not be getting processed within Salesforce. So first we will try to execute a positive scenario where the authentication is success to Salesforce. So let me push this to my org and let us push the same change code to my repository and see what is the response on webhook site. And also we can check if the details are getting successfully loaded to Salesforce also. I'm adding a commit message like commit with your code. Okay, so if you go to the repository, you can see the changes are available here. And let us check the webhook to see if it got delivered correctly. If you check the recent delivery, you can see the response is success, meaning it got processed successfully. And let me go back to our uh, object and see if that code populated correctly. Okay, you can see a new record got created with commit with secure code. And if you open this, you will be able to see all the details that got published just now. Now, this is a positive scenario where Salesforce is having or processing the same secret key as webhook site. Now, suppose we are going to modify the secret value to something else, or we are trying to reproduce a scenario where the center is not a valid one. So I'm going to change the secret to web. Let me update this one. And what we are going to try now is we can try to re-deliver the same message that got delivered successfully just now. You can see that this got failed, and if you go to the response details, you can see it is not a valid sender. So this is how you will be able to secure the connection between Salesforce and GitHub using a secret key. We already saw the class details on how you will be able to use crypto class to do the hashing and do the comparison. Similar to Salesforce and GitHub integration utilizing webhook, you can connect Salesforce with any other application which supports webhooks. These are some resources I referred for preparing for the session. And thank you, Amit, once again, and thank you for watching the session.